for the opening tip. And Shiam wins it. And Darius Johnson, the rock of this UCF offense, will lead the charge here for the Knights. Coming off a Tuesday home loss against Iowa State, 5 straight losses. Darius Johnson and the Knights. Here's the leading scorer in the Big 12, Keyshawn Hall. The drive to the logo, got a man down and cannot finish. It's Andre Yakimowski coming up with a rebound. For Colorado, R.J. Smith handling the point duties. Julian Hammond, number 3 in white, the leading scorer at 13 points a game. This man has been on fire recently, breaks that one. Sebastian my man got Dak and one.
That's what they want to see out of Dak more often. More physicality, more toughness around the rim. He tends to float around the perimeter. But he's got the game to roll to the basket, catch oops, and then clean up the mess. Nice putback and one. That's the type of physicality they're looking for out of number 8.
To the line to make it a 3-point play. And cannot convert. Quick bucket for Colorado, a team that has scored under 70 points in 4 straight games. Sean, what the handles, lost it, got it back. And Devo Coleman starts the rotation. There is Mikey Williams, the nice touch. And Mikey Williams coming off career-high 14 points against Iowa State.
He was brilliant against the Cyclones. He brings some defensive toughness, some bounce. He's 4 out of his last 7 from beyond the arc. So they feel very confident giving him more minutes, and I expect him to be big in this one.
Dak inside, got it slapped by Shiam. He was able to maintain possession, back cut, and that will be basket interference, so give 2 to Yakimowski. Johnny Dawkins, season number 9 as a head coach at UCF. And they've had their struggles. They've been in the picture in the conversation for most of the Big 12 schedule in terms of being a bubble team. They may have run out of time, however, with no more marquee matchups to get a quad 1 win.
And it's been the defense that has really hurt them this year. 85 points per game they are giving up in conference play. That just does not get it done, even with the quality wins they have. First couple possessions in this game, they give up an offensive rebound for a putback and one, and then they give up the backdoor goaltending. So they've got to figure that out, but they're running out of time.
Now, Tad Boyle shaking his head after that turnover, because in the first matchup, Colorado shot 52%, but it was offset by what?
22 lousy turnovers, right? You can't shoot that well on the road and lose, but if you're going to give it up that many times, you're going to get burned.
Keyshawn Hall showing off the stroke, 21.3 points per game in Big 12 play. He is blowing away everybody in that scoring race in conference play.
Absolutely, 40 points at Arizona, 22 against Arizona State. He's just been on a tear, and like we said off the top, if he hits that 3, the defense is in huge trouble.
Hammond had 26 points, a season high in the first matchup against UCF, and he's on the board here. Johnson. Well, that's going to be a foul. Sebastian Ronchi. What does Darius Johnson mean to this Knights team?
Toughness, leadership, just one of those guys who stays around and wants to build something. Just a very special player, makes everybody around him better.
52 strong, 52
Rarity
strong.
in this day and age, but a guy like Darius Johnson, 1,000-point scorer, and it's been in 4 years at one program, UCF. Tad Boyle has a lot of those program guys for his Colorado team. No shot, and that's going to be an offensive foul against the Knights. That's against Mustafa Shah. Colorado coming off a loss Tuesday against Kansas. 13th straight loss. The first half was the issue. Tad Boyle says the game was lost. Actually outscored the Jayhawks in the second half. Hammond, the little turnaround, the touch, no. And Keyshawn Hall, don't forget that part of this game. He can rebound as well.
Yeah, that was fantastic, and that's what he has to do. He can't get out and run before they snatch that defensive rebound. It's really been hurting him.
Dak showing that length on Hall, but Hall blows by him for 2.
Big mistake there by Dak. You know which way he wants to go. You have to take away the left hand. Much easier said than done, but you can't let him get downhill with a full head of steam with that left hand.
Yes, we've seen teams try to game plan to take that away, but it doesn't work. Air ball there, Mikey Williams to the post. Talk about upside. There's 2 young men that have a lot of it. Dak and Shum. That's taken away by Ron Cheek. To Dak inside and saved it. That's going to be off Debo Coleman. Heads up play there by Bingot Dak.
You get the dig down, you get the turnover.
Young takes it away. Stole the inbound, some moves, but Dak was able to strip it. It goes off shot, and it will stay with UCF. Keyshawn Hall with a quick 3 points for the leading scorer of the Big 12.
He's just such a special player. He has come on the road, ready to battle. Hits downhill with that left hand, number 4, coming right into your living room. One of the best in the business. It's just a small sample.
What's moments ago, honored as his spot was secured on the Colorado men's basketball Wall of Honor. It's a 7-6 lead for UCF. They turn it over. As this is season number 1 for Colorado back in the Big 12, as there's another turnover, looking for Elijah Malone in the post. Here's the kick to Mikey Williams, making his first career start. Last 2 games been brilliant. Rebound pulled in by Assange Joe.
Well, let's see if Colorado can move this ball side to side, let everybody touch it. This UCF defense will break down, but you don't want to attack on the initial possession. This is looking pretty good here. Side to side, shift this defense, see if they can find a crease.
Unbelievable that you're saying that a UCF defense coached by Johnny Dawkins will break down. That has been the story this year. 3 on the shot clock. And missed everything on that outside attempt by Yakimowski, transfer from Washington State. Yosus rolls out. Rebound by Joe. No Jordan Ivy Curry. They call him Juice, 3rd leading scorer for UCF. Starting 2 guard as that's thrown away by Elijah Malone. And this is case in point why Colorado's having these struggles. They turn it over far too often.
The right idea, but you can't make the pass with that much heat on it. So you want to move it out, take what the defense gives you in. Striking too quickly against a defense that has not been able to figure it out.
Number 14, RJ Smith is number 14.
And then if you don't get a shot, sometimes your shot is your best offense against these guys, because they haven't been rebounding either at the defensive end.
4 turnovers for Colorado here in the early goings of the game.
22 in the first game when these guys matched up.
And that was a season high. Here's Johnson with the pull up. Nice stroke by Darius Johnson, senior out of Maryland. 2nd leading scorer at just under 15 points per game. Taken away. Hall to Williams. Williams step back 3. In and then out.
Coach Boyle just shaking his head over on the sideline. Knows they dodged the ball, but there's not much you can do at this point in the year if your team's going to continue to give it to the other team. They had shored that up against Kansas and Houston, but you come out at home in a must-win game.
Elijah Malone off the feed from Javon Ruffin. Johnson for 3. Wide right. Ron Cheek got himself in some trouble, bailed himself out. Ruffin kick it out for 3, and there it is. That's R.J. Smith, now apparently wearing number 14 instead of number 5. So a jersey change here for Colorado.
Well, trying to confuse the play-by-play guy, no question about it. You switched to jersey, but this is a great sign. RJ only 1, whereas previous 12 from beyond the arc. He's such a better shooter than that, and that's a big-time shot. Nice job moving the ball around, letting everybody touch it.
Smith now with the rebound. And will push to Ruffin. Inside dump, Ron Cheek. He's got traffic there, met by all the Knights. And it's going to stay with Colorado. Sebastian Ronchik, freshman from Slovakia, played high school ball in California. His father also played high school ball in the States before playing at Iowa State and then embarking on a career in Europe. As that is Ronchik drawing the foul.
Well, let's see old school flex action on the out of bounds place. You get the screen across, and if it's not there, you get the down screen up. There it is, the screen up. You attack the rim with authority. That's a great job. Good draw up out of the huddle, and they're going to get 2 free throws out of it.
And Ronchik gets the friendly bounce. That's 65% from the charity stripe this season, coming off best game of his young budding career. 19 points against Kansas, 7 of 13 from the field with 9 rebounds. And hits both of them.
Get a stop! Get a stop!
Pressure now by Colorado. And it's stolen. That's Javon Ruffin with the steal. Elijah Malone triggers from outside. And Keyshawn Hall with the rebound. Elijah Malone, transfer from NAIA level, and has the swat on Keyshawn Hall there. And out of bounds. Colorado with the lead, 13-9, trying to put an end to this 13-game Big 12 losing streak.
They've come out with some intensity. Elijah Malone becomes a world champion. It's just what an honor to see him here. And this is what basketball dreams are all about, man. They've come true for him.
And Tad Boyle does a tremendous job helping make those dreams come true. Darius Johnson is able to turn the turnover into 2.
These turnovers, I'll tell you what, they had them shored up over the last few games, but they have reared their ugly head. And this is against a team, the Knights, who are not very good defensively.
And here's Trevor Baskin, number 6 at White, checking into the game. Also was a transfer from the D2 level, like Derek White. Long 3, ripped by Javon Ruffin. Did not get a chance to play in that first matchup against the Knights. Jumping at the bit for this one.
6 for his last 15 from beyond the arc, so he's been in a groove. And he can drive the basketball, but they needed that bucket badly.
Ball moving for UCF. Here's J.J. Taylor making his return for UCF after missing the past couple of games. And just beating the shot clock is Mustafa Sham. A scrum for the loose ball, and it will stay with the Knights.
Ruffin, I mean, this clock is running out. Somebody has to make a play, and this is pretty good defense, but even better offense. The step back, the pink shoes, and nothing but the bottom. I heard a rumor he has a tarantula in his apartment. I'm not sure what that's all about. There's maybe some code to look into that, but right now he's filling it up.
Darius Johnson doing that as well. He gets the roll. And Darius Johnson now up to 6 points. Second leading scorer for these Knights, playing without the number 3 man, Juice Ivy Curry. Corner 3. That's online from Andre Yakubowski.
All set up on a shot fake by Dak. Attacks the paint, comes up with a jump stop, and then kicks it out to an open teammate. Been very impressed by number 8, not settling for mid-range jumpers, long, tough shots.
Dak just a sophomore, so you can see if he can add some weight to that frame, some muscle. he is going to be a force to reckon with. And the late shot clock, Darius Johnson step back. Okay, that is what Darius Johnson is getting known for, these rainbow three-point shots.
4
out of his last 10. I mean, he just knows how important it is to stop this losing streak. And those are veteran plays right there he's making.
Ruffin, give him a second straight three-pointer. That was more of the line drive. We had the rainbow and then the line drive. Johnson has scored the last 7 for UCF. Here's J.J. Taylor, missed everything. Ruffin, eyes up, looking. He's got Baskin, one-on-one. Yum says, think about that again. And Mustafa Sham, one of the top shot blockers we've seen as a freshman, drawing comparisons to Taco Fall at UCF. Oh, the spin, there has to be a foul there. And finally a whistle. It looked like it should have been called immediately. And Yakimovsky.
We got an old-fashioned shootout here in Boulder, Colorado. Both teams finding the range. Look at that. There's the jump stop. The kick to the corner. Just perfect execution by the Buffaloes. And at the other end, Johnson, he's been doing this his entire career. That Kyrie step back is so nasty. All the guards have it these days.
And it all looks good when they connect on him. So Sham, just 18 years old, should be a high school senior, but he reclassified to have this opportunity to play for UCF.
That's 58 blocks on the season. It's always an interesting decision to reclassify. It's, you want the competition, but when you step up into a league like this, when you're that young, it is baptism by fire. Yeah. He's had a great experience. But Johnny Dawkins told me a few weeks ago, he said, hey, look, there's no better conference for him to get toughness. He's delivered most nights.
He also has a three-point shot that I'm sure at some point we'll witness in this matchup. He was number 30 in this year's ESPN 300, put together by Paul Biancardi. ESPN 100, check that. UCF extending the defense, skip pass, Baskin. That's going to draw a foul. Another great story under Tad Boyle. Trevor Baskin was at Colorado Mesa, where his dad was one of the all-time greats, the leading scorer in Colorado Mesa history. All-American there, now gets his shot at the D1 level. A little different, though, than Derek White making that transition from Colorado Springs. Back then, you had to sit out your transfer year.
Well, this is the world we live in, right? You have 3 NBA players. Coach Boyle had a fantastic team. And then all of a sudden, you have to reload. And you've got to take some risk on guys that can they play at this level? Can they not play at this level? And anytime you step up, there's risk in that. And this is what you sign up for as a coach in this era, right? You throw the ball out, you play it. He's still coaching his tail off, discipling these kids, pouring into them, but they cannot find a way on a season like this to even win close games. And he'll tell you, he said, we've had a lot of games where we scored in the 70s and we lose. And he goes, if you're going to score in the 70s, there's got to be some nights where you lock down well enough to win those games.
That has been a struggle for the Knights, that defense. And there is Dak. And Ronchik keeps it in bounds. Turnover by the Knights. They got Dak. Ronchik taking Piam off the dribble. What a finish going to the right hand.
Just little resistance. You have no challenge at the rim. You're going to have to call a timeout here, aren't you? Just regroup defensively. Just Madame Door defense. Colorado moving the ball with poise, handling the pressure, and getting too many shots at the rim.
Largest lead of the game for Colorado, 25-18 up on UCF. Looking for their first Big 12 win since 2011. You heard that right. Ronchik to the hoop with a finish. He's got 4, and Colorado up 25-18 here in Boulder.
Lead at both ends of the court. What's interesting is Iowa State in Maui was up 18 on Auburn. Got beat at the buzzer. I think the Cyclones with Momcilovic back healthy, I think they should be up a line. I think A&M, Purdue, and Tennessee on the 2 seed. I think Iowa State on neutral court would beat all 3 of those teams.
And that's the crazy thing about UCF. Wins against Texas A&M and a win in Lubbock against Texas Tech at the start of Big 12 play. Debo Coleman could not connect. Colorado shooting a cool 56%. Turnovers have been an issue, but they've mitigated that as much as they can. Coleman coming in like a linebacker. Fouls Yakimovsky.
He said the keys for Colorado in this game. I put my #1 key: score the basketball. I've never written that on my #1 key, but they're only averaging 59 points a game over their last 3. So at some point, you've got to come out and score. They've done that in this game, and secondly, they've got a rebound, keeping UCF off the offensive glass so far.
4 on the shot clock. Ron Cheek from outside, and rebound Niels Mahovsky. Good international flavor in this game. Mahovsky from Germany. Working on Elijah Malone. He's got the size mismatch. Malone trying to stay with him. Benny Williams, #5, transfer from Syracuse. Here is that three-point shot. Told you to look out for it. Cool and collected from deep, Jets.
You call it. The Prophet, 13 out of 40 from beyond the arc, so you're right. He can step out and make that shot. That looked really good, and his upside is incredible, isn't it? I mean, he's a high school player out here hitting threes, blocking shots, and dunking on people.
Just had a deflection there. Oh, and get out of here, says Chum. That was one of those blocks where, I mean, he's fully engulfing the basketball. He's above the ball when he swats it.
He drills the three-point shot at one end, and then you come in with this weak stuff, and he says, get it out of here, and yet there's a hit on the arm, but Chong just dominating the paint. What a spectacular and athletic play.
So Mahovsky called for the foul, and that will send Hassan Jope to the line. Jope moved from Senegal to Colorado in 2020. Played high school ball in Denver. Second season at Colorado, and he was a big-time prospect at the top 100 nationally. A lot of different starting lineups. 13 for Colorado this season. Jope has been a starter for most of the year. 17 starts. Now giving Colorado some punch off the bench as the reserves for Colorado outscoring those of UCF 11-0. Shum wants another. Off the mark there. Hammond with the rebound. 6 minutes left in the first half. Mahovsky with the takeaway. There's Keyshawn Hall on Jope, and Hall wins that matchup. 7 points for the leading scorer of the Big 12.
That's what the Knights do best. They get out and run, attack the paint. #4 hangs in the air, adjusts, and then kisses it off the glass. Not a lot of guys can finish like he can in the open court.
Just now 7 turnovers, and I don't know a better way to sum it up than most of them were just careless. They shouldn't happen.
Absolutely. Self-inflicted turnover. That's been the story. And there's very little margin for error for this Buffalo team, obviously.
Jope lost it. Mahovsky stays in bounds. Darius Johnson pulling to Debo Coleman. Darius Johnson, another rainbow. In and out. Johnson with 9 points. And nearly a walk by Hammond. Turnover #8, Darius Johnson. Elijah Malone lost him. Keyshawn Hall hit hard, and that is an awkward landing. Hall immediately down in pain. Concerning moments here for UCF as Keyshawn Hall came down awkwardly after that foul on Elijah Malone.
Well, Colorado just igniting this fast break, and this thing buckles a little bit awkwardly, and man, surprised he's able to get up from that one.
He was looking for the hammer dunk, came down awkward, and the fact that he wasn't even checked out speaks to the toughness of Keyshawn Hall. There was a slight glance to the bench there.
He's got himself into world-class shape, nutrition, the weight room, all of those things. He's made himself into a great player. It's taken a ton of early morning practices, eating right, and he's got got that flexibility and balance. If you're Colorado right now, you basically had 2 turnovers on the last play. That you're right, they didn't call the travel on the first one, then you give it up, and that's the way the Knights have been able to stick around this game, just getting out and running off of the self-inflicted wounds of the Buffaloes.
Love the toughness from Keyshawn Hall. Case in point, Mahovsky with the strip and the dunk for the native of Germany. It's just too easy to set up a team that's struggling like UCF. Ron Sheik tried to tip it back in, and Hendricks pulls down the rebound. Mahovsky trying to stay hot from outside, and he does. Niels Mahovsky averaging under 2 points per game. But this is opportunity, right? Juice Ivy-Curry is down. Someone has to step up.
Absolutely. Shot that with a ton of confidence.
8-tip run to give the Knights the lead. And there was electricity in this building. 4 on the shot clock. It has gone quiet. And the corner 3 missed by R.J. Smith. So he's wearing 14 instead of 5 because there was blood on the number 5 jersey. Moments ago, they switched him back to number 5, but he's back in 14. Looking for their first Big 12 win of the season. But that has been erased. Darius Johnson was the man that got UCF close, and surprisingly, Niels Mahovsky off the bench. He's the man that hit the shot to give the Knights the lead, and here he is working on Ruffin. 3 ball no good by Tyler Hendricks. His twin brother Taylor was a first-round pick in 2023 for these UCF Knights. Ron Sheik. And that's another turnover. Only 8 of them against Kansas. And that's 10 already in the first half.
Just no chance of getting that ball inside like that.
And Mahovsky with the finish. Where did this guy come from? Now 7 points. And that is a season high for Niels Mahovsky.
Don't you just appreciate guys who are ready to go?
Yeah.
It is hard to stay ready. You know, you got the long flight in, no practice, and he comes out with this type of energy. Nice
finish there by Bengat Dak. Yeah, Mahovsky has played 10 minutes in a game twice since December 1st. And again, with Jordan Ivy-Curry, was originally a game-time decision. It was a no-go, almost right to you, Just Sells. No Ivy-Curry that allows Mahovsky to get the shot, and now it is your basketball. And he showed the inside and outside game.
Well, it's just so hard to always be ready to go, right? You practice hard, but there's nothing like recreating game minutes. And then somebody goes down, your number is called. Are you ready to go, young players? Have you stayed in the gym? Have you stayed late? Run those steps. He's obviously provided a tremendous spark on the road. Keep your eye on 22 at both ends, the way he's moving around.
Yakimonski 3. Rebound Keyshawn Hall. Hall has 5 rebounds. And 1. Keyshawn Hall. We saw the knee buckle. Now he's buckling the Buffs defense.
That's 10 fast break points. And when number 4 is coming at you, you're in big trouble. I mean, he's got all the moves. He can go either way. You want to try to take away that left hand. Then he squirts it by you with the right hand, kisses it off the glass. I couldn't believe he got up from that injury, and now it looks like it didn't faze him.
Like no big deal.
Right.
Up to 11 points, 5 rebounds on his way to a double-double. And it's a 5-point lead for UCF. They've lost 5 straight. Under 2 here. Baskin corner 3. Missed everything. We'll just call it a good pass to Dak. And 1 opportunity.
It's just hard to watch the Knights defensively. They're just broken. Miscommunication. You get 2 guys on the shooter. He passes it, wide open shot, then you don't block out. So everything going on. Right now, they're just taking turnovers and turning it into offense. But when they set up defensively, it's just not going well. And you mentioned it a couple times, for Coach Dawkins, that's just not been his career. At some point, you got to take personal responsibility defensively. Know the scouting report, understand who the shooters are, and make a play.
Heads up play by Baskin, but UCF gets it back. Cherry picking time. Shum blocked by Dak. The other way, Shum coming up, but it's a foul against UCF. Payne got Dak. Took one away from Mustafa Shum. Oh my.
You just look at the hustle by number 8. Getting down there, may have gotten a little bit of wrist. Coming right at you. Just great effort. Could have given that one up and fought, and then watch him run the floor at the other end.
So Darius Johnson called for the foul. That sends R.J. Smith to the line. Smith just 6 of 11 from the free throw line coming into this game. Third season at Colorado. Had a lower leg injury that cut last season short. 20 total points in 7 games for Tad Boyle on last year's team. They went 26 and 11. Under 90 seconds. Darius Johnson and Keyshawn Hall have combined for 20 points. Sham for 3. Looking for his second. That's no good.
It's all Julian Hammond getting over the top of that ball screen like a pro. He blew that entire play up.
Colorado just 2 for their last 11. Sprinkle in some turnovers there. That's a recipe for disaster. 9 seconds on the shot clock. It would stay with the Buffs. That field goal percentage was north of 50 for most of the first half, now down to 41. Hammond beating the shot clock, and he's going to be able to draw the foul on Keyshawn Hall.
So one end, Hammond blows up the ball screen. And at the offensive end, he refuses the screen, gets into the paint, and gets to the free throw line. I mean, this is just a very professional possession right there. Crosses over, gets inside, draws the foul. He's working hard at both ends.
That's going to be against Debo Coleman. Not Keyshawn Hall. My apologies there. So 2 on Debo Coleman. And Julian Hammond, one of the best at the line in college basketball. A tick under 90% on the season. He is the leading scorer as well for Colorado with 13 points per game. Season number 4 with this program, so has taken his time and developed under Tad Boyle. Hallmark of Boyle's program. Colorado now is taking the lead back, up by 2. Johnson gets by Smith, tries to get past Dak, and gets his own miss. Darius Johnson, 11 points.
Just a weight room move there by Johnson. Misses it, but gets up quickly. Powers through the defender to tip it in.
Colorado looking for the lead going into the break. Sham extends the defense. Inside the Dak. Dak finishes, and Colorado will take a lead into halftime. In the first half. Dak in 8, the leading scorer for UCF, and there is another turnover. Make it number 11 for Colorado. UCF was able to turn that into 14 points in the first half.
Dak misses the screen, so he doesn't do his job, and then he rolls to the basket and gets a pass that he's not going to be able to do much with. So just another careless turnover, breakdown mentally at the offensive end, and they got to lock it up and get it back here on this possession.
Well, you summed it up the best in the first half when you said at some point UCF will break down defensively. Colorado has not given the Knights the opportunity for that to happen.
Right, the worst thing you can do against the Knights Another turnover, my goodness. Let's not get a shot off, right? You have to get a shot off because your chances of getting an offensive rebound are really good. The Knights have not been a good defensive rebounding team for most of the season.
Mikey Williams to Mustafi Sham. Here's Debo Coleman. Did not have a bucket in the first half, and misses there. Let's see if Colorado gets a shot off. Turnovers in the first 2 possessions of the second half, and a season-high 22 turnovers in the first matchup in Orlando. Ron Cheek working on Hall. Nice spin, and the finish for the freshman.
Great job by Tad Boyle just to run an empty side one-on-one attack, and he took advantage of it.
There's Mikey Williams making his first career start. Sham wanted the highlight dunk over Dak, did not get it. That's been a good battle with these 2 young fellas.
They're not afraid to challenge each other, but those are the type of misses that get you beat on the road.
Hammond, Big 12 logo, the kick. Dak driving on Sham, awkward finish. Try to get the putback, he gets the board. Colorado letting it heat from 3. Hammond, no. That's going to be off the Buffs. Colorado did have an edge with rebounding in the first half. They're now plus 10 for the game.
Well, that's been frustrating for the Knights. They are an outstanding offensive rebounding team. So when the ball is up there to go score, everybody goes for it. But at the defensive end, they're close to 300 in the country on the negative side of that number. So it's just on the players, right? Well, you have to be able to do it at both ends. It's will, it's heart, it's intensity. It's cost him a lot of games over the last few weeks.
Ron Cheek feeling that double, the kick out to the man that had the steal. And R.J. Smith. Here's Darius Johnson. It was the Johnson and Hall show in the first half, both with 11. Electric moves by Darius Johnson, trying to get rid of Hammond. And a little step through. And R.J. Smith with the rebound.
It's everything but finish.
Ron Cheek to Hammond, blocked by Thiam. Shot with his 3rd block. Johnson called for the foul. And contact to Hammond's nose.
You just love to see the energy and effort by big number 52 Chum. He is not afraid to mix it up. So many guys these days with social media will get out of the way. They don't want to be posterized. He will put it all on the line. 2 outstanding blocks. The way he can time shots is fantastic.
Great rhythm there from Hammond. Could not connect off the inbound. 4-point lead for Colorado. Here's Keyshawn Hall, 11 points in the first half. The leading scorer overall in the Big 12 and in Big 12 play. Hammond almost had another steal. Debo Coleman for 3. Bricked it. In Big 12 play, UCF is last in the conference in field goal percentage and field goal percentage defense. Hammond short, Smith long, and a foul on the floor. That January 8th matchup, Colorado had a 10-point lead in the second half. They let slip away. It was a wild finish. Keyshawn Hall called for a 5-second violation with 4 seconds left, right under the bucket, and then coming up with a game-winning block after that violation. Coleman to the bench with 3 fouls. Been a quiet day for Elijah Malone, big number 50. NAIA transfer from Grace College in Indiana, where he was the Bebo Francis Small College Player of the Year. He's a big fella and has a really nice spin move to go along with it. Elijah Malone, his second bucket.
I'll tell you what, I'd like to see some tape from that NAIA career. I can't imagine he's picking guys up and putting them in the basket.
Like unfair.
Unfair. I coached at that level, and it's good ball, but I never ran into a guy like number 50.
And a physical presence at that, 6'10", 268.
What a blessing for him to be able to come up to this level. Look at the footwork. There it is. Little crab dribble, drop step. Number 1 just flies off of him, and he kisses it off the glass. And if you talk about stepping up to the next level, he is a weight room guy. He's only going to get better.
There it is with the rip. Keyshawn Hall. Seen a lot of Big 12 basketball. That's one of the most entertaining players in the conference. Can score from every level. And he doesn't have off games with his scoring. It's consistent.
Just learned how to get to the free throw line, even on those nights where he's not shooting it as well as he wants to.
Yakimowski coming up with the three. Transfer from Washington State with his second team connection. Six-point lead. Williams from the elbow. Yakimowski quick the other way, and it's back-to-back. Biggest lead of the day for the Colorado Buffaloes.
You just got to get a timeout, don't you, if you're Coach Dawkins here? That's just not the way they coach defense. I mean, you get a mid-range jumper at one end, nobody gets back. No resistance whatsoever at the rim. In college basketball, lost to 3 guys to the NBA. You go out into the portal, you take some risks, and sometimes it doesn't work out. But right now, he's focused on this last 15 minutes to go. They've got to defend, they got to rebound the basketball, and obviously turnovers will be a major story down the stretch.
Got to stop this man, Keyshawn Hall. He's looked unstoppable. 16 points.
There aren't many guys in the country who can just attack a defense, even when it's set, and still score with ease.
What's the best part of his game?
I just love that he can knock in the three-point shot. So you come out on the floor knowing that you have to be out on him, and then he just attacks the rim and plays with physicality and toughness. But that three-point shot is really what ignites his drives.
That's another one of those silly plays. It doesn't have to be there. Careless pass, missed.
Found his rhythm. 2 out of 3 from beyond the arc. What's that do for his game? It opens up the driving lanes. But he's knocking this shot down. You're in big trouble. That's pretty good defense, but that's elite offense. If you're the Buffaloes, you might have to dig. You might have to double. Get the ball out of his hands, because when he gets in a rhythm, as the rest of the country knows, he's unstoppable.
He had the 2 highest scoring games in Big 12 play up until Wednesday, when JT Toppin had 41 points against Arizona State in that double overtime thriller. Keyshawn Hall, first year at UCF, transferring over from George Mason. Started his career at UNLV. He is a force. How about 7 rebounds to go along with it? Yet Colorado holding on to that 6-point lead.
If he doesn't touch the ball on this possession, somebody's going to lose their scholarship.
And there it is, into the hands of 4. Tough shot, handed. He's able to get a block. Under 4 on the shot clock to Keyshawn Hall. Tough angle, and hits the side of the backboard. Shot clock violation. Hall got the touches. They came up empty.
That is great coaching by the Buffaloes coming out of the dead ball. They knew exactly who the ball was going to go to. They dug. They doubled him early on the perimeter. Then when he attacked the rim, they sent 3 at him. And then on that last one, he got himself in a tough angle late. But great job knowing who's scoring the basketball. You earn a possession there. Now you got to make it pay at the other end. This zone defense, you want to get it to the high post.
Joke with the cleanup. Put back will not go, but is able to draw the foul.
UCF comes out with a 2-3 zone. Colorado gets it right into the heart of that. And the Knights forget to check out, which has been the story for them for most of the season.
Keyshawn Hall picks up the foul, number 2 for him. Son Jope, just under 82%. 3rd best on the team from the free throw line. This is where Colorado is dangerous when they get to the charity stripe. Top 60 nationally at 76% as a team. And they do have a large scoring edge over UCF at the free throw line. 12-4 there. And that's really how they clawed back into the game in the first half. Half-court offense wasn't doing much, not hitting any shots in the field. As Hall barely avoids backcourt violation. Colorado gets it. And Elijah Malone, great position on Sham. He doesn't have the length, but he's got the girth. Outside shot, no good. Sham unleashes. Off the mark there. Foul under the bucket. And Keyshawn Hall once again goes down awkwardly and holding his shoulder for a moment. So the foul against Colorado. And it will be Darius Johnson to inbound.
No! No!
Corner three. Penny Williams cannot connect. Well, nice move by Ron Cheek. Michael Williams stayed with him. The jump inside, Malone lost it. Turnover 14 if you're counting it home.
That's on. Fine.
Well, that's just a great pass inside. It's one you have to catch. Yes, you were grabbed, but you have to come up with that one. Another turnover. And this crowd's a little nervous as these turnovers mount up. You saw what the Knights could do in the open court, and you don't want to give them any momentum like they had the first half.
Penny Williams off glass, not even close. And these are the possessions that Colorado really needs to extend this thing. It's an 8-point lead. And one. Javon Ruffin hard to the hoop. That's how they roll in Nolans, his hometown.
He gets a late ball screen, uses the screen effectively, able to get inside the teeth of the defense and leans his shoulder into the shot blocker. Goes in there with courage, takes the hit. That's a really good call, and it's a better finish.
John picked up the foul. And no three-point play off that miss from Ruffin. Here's Mahovsky. It's the biggest surprise of the first half. To Williams spinning, and a foul. And that is going to go against Ron Cheek.
I like it when Williams is aggressive in the paint as well. Sometimes he takes that mid-range jumper, and he's good at taking what the defense gives him, but he's not afraid to attack, take the hit, get to the free throw line, and he's been very effective in this game. These are big free throws, clawing back in.
Big-time prospect out of California, signed with Penny Hardaway in Memphis, did not play for the Tigers last season. Has had to really work his way into the rotation here for UCF, but has been electric past couple of games, 9 of 16 from the field. That earned him his first start here in Boulder today. Basket on Williams. Smith, the kick out to basket. Still plenty of time. Smith fires for three. Has it. And Colorado, biggest lead of the day, up by 11.
Such a nice job of moving without the basketball, avoiding the rim protector, sneaks into the corner there and knocks one in.
Oh, Darius Johnson hitting the brakes and dropping it. Darius Johnson, it's the rock of this UCF team, 13 points.
Got a little Dame Dollar in his pullbacks and stepbacks, right? He's not as aggressive as Dame, obviously. He's more of a table setter half the time, but man, when he gets aggressive offensively, he's tough to stop.
And you know you're always going to get his best effort. Dude plays the game the right way. Joe got Williams in the air, over Chum, and hits it. 6 points for Hassan Joe.
Just a high IQ play there, a little shot fake, then a pass fake. He knows not to attack 52, just pull up, get what the defense gives you.
And R.J. Smith fouls Darius Johnson. R.J. Smith unleashed it from deep. His first three. You came up with a victory on this very court, huh?
Played against Chauncey Billups. They had a really good team. I'll never forget Coach Tom Davis wrote on the whiteboard before the game. It said Chauncey Billups, the best bad shot maker in America. He said he will do pump fakes. He'll throw them over his head. He'll take all these bad shots, and he'll make them.
Like Mahovsky, where is this guy coming from?
Goodness, what a spark. This kid can really play.
It's now up to 10 points. That is his season high. Taking advantage of opportunity. No Juice Ivy Curry. Someone had to step up, and Niels Mahovsky does. Cham trying to take it away from Hammond, and Cham's going to be called for the foul. Number 3 on the freshman big for UCF. No one had Niels Mahovsky going off in this game. That was not on the scouting report, Jess.
Well, I was talking to Ryan, their SID, before the game, and believe it or not, he said keep your eye on 22.
Okay, so
he's
he
due
was
for a big one. One guy.
Tack for 3. No. And Keyshawn Hall pulls down rebound number 8. He's almost got that double-double. Mikey Williams taking Baskin off the dribble.
Get on it!
And Sham wrestling for it with Ruffin.
Trevor, he's a driver!
And it's going to stay on this side. So under 10. At what point, if at all, is Colorado thinking about the magnitude of just this game, knowing they're that close to that breakthrough win?
I think it's a burden they carry. I mean, I wouldn't want to see this thing be really close on the last couple of possessions, right? I mean,
yeah,
they don't remember the last time they won a game. And it's part of the stress and the pressure. It's hard to get up for these games with this type of losing streak.
Mikey Williams left alone, missed it. Best chance was early January in Orlando, where they had a 10-point lead in the second half and let it slip away with a wild finish. 7-point lead. Here's Baskin. Smith back to Baskin. 3 UCF defenders there. Ronchik the drive. Sham comes up with block number 4. And it will stay with Colorado.
Well, that's what's so discouraging for Knight fans. With Cham in there protecting the rim, right? You can take some risks, right? You can gamble a little bit. Look at this. You get deep in there, and he comes up and cleans up your mess, and yet they continue to give up 85, 90 points a game with that type of rim blocker, and it's just very frustrating. They're just too good of a team, too athletic to not guard their yard at that end of the court.
Also, Sham slipped in an extra block there. It's 5 for the game for the freshman. Ronchik trying to just beat the shot clock, and there is a foul after the miss, and it will be UCF basketball. Tad Boyle has been so close last season. 27-26 wins. That was a school record. Started off the year hot, had the win against UConn. Big 12 has been a struggle. Tough defense there by Ronchik. Here's the push to Baskin. Baskin in transition. Keyshawn Hall was able to rip it away.
It's good officiating. That's all ball. They let him play.
Hall unleashes from 3. And it's Julian Hammond with the rebound. Ronchik coming off his best game. Trying to put a little extra sauce on that to Baskin, and ends up being turnover number 16.
That's because of the shot blocker, right? You drive it in there. He typically would take that up, but he doesn't want his shot to get blocked. So then he whips a careless pass right out of bounds. And number 52's, everybody's hearing footsteps when he's around right now.
Mustafa Sham, one of the breakout stars, early enrollee for UCF. The defense has been there since day one. The offense is emerging. Johnny Dawkins says that he's willing to pay the price to be great. He's a leading scorer in the Big 12. Keyshawn Hall trying to back down Akimovsky, and he's called for the foul. Home fans don't like it.
Yeah, excuse me. All great scorers know how to get to the free throw line, and Hall is definitely good at that. But Right now, this game coming down to the wire. Both teams desperate in the stretch. Forget about the numbers. He's got to be great defensively. He's been around here for 4 years. He knows what the good times are like. So you can see him coaching these guys up right now, telling them what it's going to take, where you have to be. And I guarantee you he's told everybody we can't turn the ball over. We can bring it home if we don't have foolish turnover. But number 3, keep your eye on him at both ends. He's got to make plays.
Also had an opportunity for the game winner with under 5 seconds left in the first matchup in Orlando. Airballed it. That made it Colorado basketball UCF basketball. And Keyshawn Hall was called for the 5-second violation and then got a block after that to cap a wild finish and win for the Knights. So the leading scorer in the Big 12 goes to the line, and Keyshawn Hall picks up his 17th point of the night. And Johnny Dawkins, a team that has struggled as well, 5 straight losses. It is a team, though, with wins against Texas A&M and Texas Tech to their credit. 3 quad 1 wins, so the Knights have shown they can beat the big dogs. Second season in the Big 12 for UCF, first season back for Colorado. And here is your guy, Hammond. Ruffin left wide open for 3. That would have been a huge one for Colorado. Mahovsky pushes to Debo Coleman. Tough baseline. Will draw the foul. No shot. That's going to be against Julian Hammond. So Debo Coleman, 78% from the line. Shot has really been an issue. Just 3 of 20 from the field over the last 5 games. He's 0 for 4 here today.
Both teams typically great from the free throw line. Right now, the Knights already in the bonus, so keep your eye on that. 7 minutes to go. They're going to parade to the line. You don't want to foul them if you're Colorado.
Bay got Dak. It's been an excellent game for him. Yakimovsky got the 3. First bucket for Colorado since the 10:57 mark. Yakimovsky up to 13 points at 16 in the first matchup against UCF. And Dak bumps Sham and will draw the whistle.
Yakimovsky, this is a tremendous shot. Shot it with a lot of confidence. Look how quickly he gets this off. No chance for the defense to recover. Just snaps it, holds his follow through, and man, loves what he's doing. But look, these fouls at the other end, they're almost like turnovers, right? You send this team to the free throw line.
Well, it was how Colorado was able to get back in the game in the first half by going to the line. And now this could be the opening that UCF is looking for to get back in the game. Sham hits the first. It's the part of his game where he struggles the most, under 70%. And rolls that in. And you can just tell there is tension in this building.
3 possessions in a row where the Knights get to the free throw line.
Colorado fans have shown up. A game that featured Derek White going up on the Wall of Honor. Maybe a champ from the Celtics is in the house. And Darius Johnson called for the foul. Yakimovsky in rhythm. That's nice. 15 points.
Just a fantastic baseline out of bounds call by the Colorado staff. You know who's hot. You know who's feeling it. You set up number 23 and he knocks in another one for you.
Eight-point lead for Colorado. There's Darius Johnson to Sham for 3. He's been struggling, connecting from outside. Foul on the floor on Yakimovsky. It's going to be number 4.
Yakamatsu's been on fire. I mean, he's drilling three-point shots, and then they run this outstanding play for him on the out-of-bounds play where they're coming around the wing there. A good screen. Gets one from Dak. Look at that. That's how you win basketball games. Those little plays like that, getting your best shooters wide open shots. Good camera work there by our guys to show the people at home. Those baseline out of bounds plays, blobs is what we call them in the business, are critical to winning.
So talk about trust with the coach. Yakamatsu was really trying to lobby to stay in the game with 4 fouls. He will be taken out with 6:01 left. Hassan Diop takes his place. Coleman looking to hit both to make this a 6-point game. Cannot. Just the 3rd miss from the line for UCF here today. It's R.J. Smith wearing 14 instead of 5. Blood on the jersey in the first half. Payne got Dak. Pass Sham. Not get the reverse finish. Jump with the board. And finds Hammond. The touch. Rolls out. Keyshawn Hall to push. Hall got a bump. Coleman for 3. And it rolls out. Coleman still has not connected. 0 for 5 from the field. And Mahovsky bumps Hammond and immediately called for the foul. Colorado in the bonus. So 1-1 here for Julian Hammond. Leading scorer for the Buffaloes at 13 points per game. He's only got 4 here today. As just mentioned, 1 of 7 against Kansas, 1 of 8 from the field here today.
He's been really good defensively. He's been blowing up a lot of plays, fighting over those ball screens. These are critical free throws. You can almost count on him to make those plays, but watch him at the defensive end, how he will get after him. For the Knights, Mikey Williams comes back in the game. He hasn't been himself today. Let's see if he can get her going here over the last 5 minutes.
Hall to Mahovsky. Mahovsky the kick to Mikey Williams. Just 1 of 7 from the field. Elijah Malone affected the shot. Didn't get a piece of it, but job well done. The big body of Elijah Malone. No. Second attempt is good. 11-point lead for Colorado. Johnny Dawkins wants a timeout. They can feel it here in Boulder. It's been a tough season, but Colorado is still motivated. The fans have showed up.
When they don't turn the ball over, they can compete with anybody. They're attacking the rim. Here's the big guy. Cleans up his own mess, and that's as easy as it'll get. He's not in the game.
With 4? Yeah, I mean,
4 minutes to go. It's winning time.
Keep our eye on that. Keyshawn Hall, and that just illustrates your point about the CU defense. Knights shooting 32% from the field. One of the best days for the Buffaloes defense this season. Offensive on Colorado, and that's going to go against Elijah Malone. Can add another turnover to that tally. That will make it 17.
You may not agree with it, but you can't even give the official an opportunity to blow the whistle with 3:55 to go.
UCF needs buckets. Darius Johnson, usually the one to deliver, cannot here. Jope almost knocked it in for the Knights, and that's going to get a foul against Mikey Williams. Actually going to call this against Mustafa Sham. And that is number 4 on the freshman.
Malone brings such a physical presence in this game. He's been very impactful. 3 out of 5 from the floor, 6 points. These are big free throws, but what a jump he's taken. And as he continues to get minutes, he's just going to get better.
Grace College in Indiana, NAIA program. Hear about guys jumping from a lot of different levels. It's not too often when it's NAIA to the Big 12 level where you've been a starter for most of the season.
It was Duncan Robinson came out of, was he Division III? Does that sound right when he went to Michigan?
Sounds about right.
Worked out well for him.
Ronchik got it. Sebastian Ronchik building off that dynamite game against Kansas. 14-point lead, biggest for Colorado. Darius Johnson fouled. It's going to go against Smith. 3:29. The anticipation, the nervous moments. Everybody in this building is looking at that clock as it winds down, asking, will this be the game? The Buffaloes hold on.
Well, there's no question they've been the better team in this game. It's just the turnovers gave a spark to the Knights in the first half, but Coach Dawkins and the staff just shaking their head, giving up an offensive rebound on a free throw miss with the game on the line. It's really been a microcosm of what's been happening in the last few weeks.
Colorado 13 straight losses. 5th longest active in D1. 2 there for Johnson. Knights extending the defense. Patient approach for Colorado, trying to use all of this shot clock. Hammond lost it, and a tough foul there. Hosky goes down hard after the 18th turnover of the game.
Well, I thought Hammond got grabbed on the arm there, ripped down, and that led to the turnover, but you don't get the call, so you can't, as a veteran, turn around. Here's the drive. You got hit on the arm, but you can't turn around and then foul back. The one thing you can't do for the Knights is give them free points with the clock stop. So still a little nervous feeling in here.
Hosky to the line for the first time today, 10 of 13 for the season, now 11 of 14. It's been part of the summer playing for the German junior national ID team. So he's got skill, just doesn't have a lot of experience. 11-point lead for the Buffaloes, under 3 to go. Hammond looking for somebody that's open. Cross court to Hammond. Little sidestep. And has the 3. Julian Hammond. It's been an off night from the field. He's now 2 of 9. Huge 3-ball jets.
Your leaders have to make smart plays and clutch plays down the stretch. And number 3 just hit a monster 3.
Dak with the rejection. Off the Knights. Colorado basketball.
Just a tremendous possession by the Buffaloes, moving the ball around. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Hammond drills it, and now they're in a great position to close this one down.
Johnson commits the foul.
Just move the ball around. Clock's on your side. Everybody touches it for Colorado. It's kind of a lazy pass there, but he takes the sidestep dribble, knocks in the 3-point shot. Everybody in this building feeling a little more at ease after that one went down.
Nine different players have scored for Tad Boyle in this game. They have kept UCF in this game as the Knights have 17 points off turnovers. Colorado has also dominated on the glass. 50 rebounds for the first time since 2022. Mikey Williams up and under. The Knights still with some late life. 2 minutes left, and Knights commit the foul.
I said off the top that the key for Colorado was simply to score the basketball. And I'd never written that as a key before, but they had struggled so mightily. Now, give credit to their opponents. They're playing against Big 12 competition, playing against Houston and Kansas, some of the elite defensive teams in the country. But they had to come out and find a cure for those woes. And the Knights right now just can't guard anyone. Colorado's taking full advantage of it.
R.J. Smith to the line. It was a 9-2 start to the year for Colorado. Basically lost their top 6 players from last season, 3 of them to the NBA draft. Struggles ensued once they got to conference play. 13 straight losses, closest call against these Knights in Orlando earlier this year. Williams puts it in. This is why this game was so important for Colorado, because what's next is the Big 12 gauntlet. This is the most winnable game on the schedule from here on out for Tad Boyle. Trying to hold on to the 14-point lead for their first win as a renewed member of the Big 12. Hammond, Don Mahovsky. And a turnover nearly. That is off Colorado. For UCF, they've had their moments opened up Big 12 play with a win on the road at Texas Tech. That was before Grant McCaslin got those guys rolling. Got bumped in the next game against Kansas, and it's really been up and down. Their schedule does ease up. Do not have most likely enough left on the schedule to make a run and get in the tournament conversation. Right now with 5 straight losses, the bigger issue for Johnny Dawkins is just getting this team right.
Well, the one that really hurts them is the loss to Houston. They had that game won. An elite free throw shooting team. They missed a ton of free throws down the stretch, and that's just the way the world works right now with all the rankings and scheduling. And once they let that one slip away, they got pounded at Iowa State, and then you're on the road at Kansas, tough loss to BYU. Now defensively they've lost their confidence, and they have to find a way to get that back. They're too athletic, they're too strong to give up 85, 90 points. And like we said, Colorado hadn't broken the 60-point mark in a long time, and they're gonna hang close to 80 on them.
And the idea was to find a little more offense for UCF this season. That's why there was a change in the philosophy. As Ronchi puts the exclamation on what will be a Colorado victory. Mahovsky finishing strong. He's got 13 points.
I don't care if you're rebuilding. I don't care if you have a young team, veteran team. When you lose over and over again, it takes such a negative effect on not only the players and their families, the coaches, their wives. So what a great win for the Buffaloes to battle through adversity and get by.
Home fans soaking this one in. They will gladly take the shot clock violation. Work is done. Hay is in the barn for Colorado. On the day that Derek White made his return to Boulder, got his spot on the Wall of Honor. Colorado comes up with their first Big 12 win since March of 2011.